On the news tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari condemns killings of 3 kidnapped students, calls for concerted efforts to ensure national security. Hoodlums attack country home of Imo State Governor, plus updates from the world of sports. Hello, good evening, and thanks for joining us on Channel 12 News tonight. My name is Idarisit Adedoku. President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the killings of 3 of the students kidnapped at Greenfield University, Kaduna State. The President described the students as bright youngsters who were cut down by evil people in their prime. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the President maintained that his thoughts are with their families in this time of grief, praying that their souls rest in peace. On the recurring incidents of kidnapping and killings in Kaduna State in particular, the President condemned them as barbaric terror attacks and described as unfortunate the tenor of some political and religious leaders that seem to further incite and stroke the pain of anguish of mourning families who are first to confront these atrocities. Addressing the scourge, the President says requires a great show of empathy and coming together as a society to squarely confront these elements and the danger it poses to our democracy and peaceful life in the country. He gave strong assurances that those that think their profits can be made either from money paid as ransom or in politics would realize sooner than earlier that they are bound by the same fate as their victims. Meanwhile, the Imo State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Decline Emel Lumba, has confirmed the attack on the country home of Governor Hope Uzodinma of Umuma Oru East Local Government Area of Imo State. A statement signed by the commissioner indicates that the incident, which occurred at about 9 o'clock Saturday morning, involved attackers numbering about 15 who drove in a motorcade of 3 vehicles accompanied by a truck loaded with used tires. According to the statement, the security operatives attacked to the government house successfully repelled the attack with a few casualties, which resulted from a crossfire. While the Commissioner for Information noted that preliminary investigations suggest that the forward attack may have been politically sponsored, the government have directed the relevant security agencies to expedite investigation on the incident and promptly apprehend the sponsors and their agents and bring them to justice. And moving on to Ogun State, talking agriculture, the federal government has handed over 2,000 hectares of land to Ogun State government for farming purposes to boost food production in the country. The State Commissioner for Agriculture, Adeola Odedino, disclosed this while inspecting the land located at Agowe area of Ogun State. Anthony Ganduni reports.
The land located in the agrarian communities of Okearowa and Mamu in Agoiwoye area of Ijebu North local government is acquired by the federal government in collaboration with the Ogun State government as impetus to attract youth and women to agriculture for food sufficiency. The state government says its farmland at Mamu will be allocated to the dwellers in the community for farming activities, while government will make high-yield seedling available to them.
The intention is that after completing this land preparation, we'll link them to input by state government and credit. This is a joint project between Ogun State and federal government. This is the federal officer in charge of the intervention from federal. So we are working together to deliver this intervention for the youth of Ogun State. And I'm also very happy that the villagers, they are also waiting for improved planting material from the government, which we are going to deliver.
Our domain will be improved. So far, this one is working here because we know that all our youth will be getting work.
The team had earlier paid a visit to the Ebumawe of Agoiwoye, Oba Abdurazak Adenuba, and other community leaders to solicit support for the success of the projects. The federal government's Agricultural Revolution Program is aimed at training and empowering over 2,500 women and youths for farming activities with a view to boosting food production in the country.
Related developments, agriculture is one of the biggest non-oil sectors of the Nigerian economy with full potentials for driving the federal government's quest for diversification of revenue sources. This is attracting players in the various agricultural subsections for productive participation along their value chains. Bosede Abel in this report tells of the mushroom prospects and opportunities.
The Africa Free Trade Area is the largest in the world and provides prospects of creating $6.7 trillion of additional economic contribution, industrial development, economic diversity, and qualified human resources. Nations are increasingly devising means to benefit from this 1.2 billion people's market. Opportunities in the mushroom farming is in focus, and growers are seeking ways to enhance viability in nutrition through the plant. Nigeria presently produces less than the nation's needs. To this end, key players in the farming sector are working out modalities that will enhance mushroom cultivation in Nigeria, which they say will serve as an investment opportunity and a tool for sustainable development in the mushroom value chain. President, National Mushroom Growers Association of Nigeria, Michael Nwono, says growing the plant has a place in the nation's economic diversification strategy.
See, we are making emphasis on youths and women. This is because you do not need any special energy, not like cocoa, not like other commodities, palm, not like rice or cassava. You start today, in the next 2 months thereabout, you are harvesting. 1 month plus, you are harvesting. And in 3 months, 4 months, you've completed a cycle.
We need to revamp our economy, and the other way to do that is to make sure that we are producing primary productions for export oriented. We are on the threshold of greatness, and we should be able to join the world economy in and tap the multi-million dollars available in this subsection.
Mushrooms can be eaten raw or cooked, and experts say it contains immune-supporting nutrients. Bosede Abel, NTA News.
And moving on to health issues, the Akwa Ibom State has wrapped up the first phase of the COVID-19 vaccination on a positive note, as over 26,000 of the 69 and 30 doses received were administered in this phase. Of this number, only about 146 mild reactions have been reported, and the medics commend this record while harping on the need for increased receptivity. Ifoma Aigoje reports.
Boosting the resistance of humans against this virus will be the only way out of this pandemic.
Lucky enough to have some of these vaccines right here with us in Nigeria. So I encourage everyone not to have any doubts whatsoever, but to step forward and take the vaccines.
As against the initial theories of resentment, frontline health workers in Akwa Ibom State are quite enthusiastic about having the much talked about COVID-19 vaccine. Taking the lead to be vaccinated, health officers at the Infectious Disease Center at Tumbang, after about 30 minutes of observing for reactions, disclosed that they were in good condition and had no fears of any complication.
Is safe. It has undergone stringent processes before the vaccine was released for vaccination. I don't have any adverse effect or reaction. So I can tell you that it's safe. It has been certified by NAFDAC, and I've taken today, and I'm fine.
reassuring the efficacy and benefits of the AstraZeneca vaccine. Stakeholders, including the Akwa Ibom State Commissioner for Health, Professor Augustine Omo, say the vaccination, which will be administered in phases, is the surest means of overcoming the scourge of the coronavirus pandemic.
I would have been very surprised if the vaccine had just shown up and nobody asked any question, nobody worried about it. It's to be expected, it's something new. So I'm not worried that maybe someone might say, oh, should I take the vaccine, should I not take? That is perfectly normal. We are available as a ministry to provide all the necessary information, all the necessary awareness, and to allay whatever fears people may have so that we can have a hitch-free exercise.
Several organizations pledged their support for the exercise, disabusing the minds of Nigerians of the controversy theories surrounding the vaccine.
The agency is up and doing, even with the pandemic, to make sure that we monitor the process, ensure efficacy is maintained, and the status of these vaccines are maintained also in the cold stores around Akwa Ibom State.
The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Primary Healthcare Development Agency, is expected to work out modalities to get everyone vaccinated as the vaccines are made available. In Uyo, Ifoma Aiguchi, NTA News.
And still talking health, immunization have been acknowledged as one of the world's most successful health interventions, which have saved millions of lives yearly. Now, the low rate of vaccine coverage is worrisome to relevant authorities. Uche Ugochukwu in this report draws attention to the importance of not relegating other vaccines to the background as global efforts are directed to COVID-19 vaccine.
The World Health Organization estimates that 2 to 3 million deaths are prevented annually through immunization. However, Nigeria is said to account for 30% of global unimmunized children aged 0 to 5 years, despite concerted efforts by stakeholders to reverse the trend. The coronavirus pandemic makes the situation more precarious, and the health organization is worried about a decline in successes achieved in the past years.
The WHO UNICEF estimate points to the fact that Nigeria, with all those investments, have been able to reduce the number of children unimmunized from 4.1 million to about 3.1 million just between 2017 to 2019. And this is really a significant feat. That notwithstanding, the 3.1 million is quite very high because it's the leading number in terms of unimmunized children globally.
The end of March, April, there was a dip in routine immunization. From May, between ending of April, early May, there was training for those categories of people, I said the health workers and the community members. We could see routine immunization at the end of May begin to peak. We had a meeting with the CDC online, and one of their leaders in US used the opportunity to say Nigeria should document what they did because they were following the trend of what the country was doing to set examples to other African nations.
People's attitude to vaccine in the face of COVID-19 is another issue of concern. Ibrahim and Iyabo are among the many not willing to take vaccines.
No go take, nothing concern me with that one.
I know they carry my children go there immunization because I don't like them.
The task before relevant bodies as highlighted in the 2021 World Immunization Week with the theme, Vaccines Bring Us Closer, is to build vaccine trust, raise and maintain vaccine acceptance among persons like Ibrahim and Iyabo. With efforts to increase confidence in vaccine, there is hope that the nearly 20 million unimmunized children would be reached. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA.
Thank you, Uche, for that report. And you're still on to Channel 12 News. More news after the break. Please stay with us.
He's not my real father. But you already know this, Lera darling. Yes. But after 25 years, she just told me who my real father is. inside now. Where is it in the car?
Introducing Glow YouTube plans. Feast your eyes from as low as 50 naira for 1 hour. Simply dial *777#.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. Poor security situation across regions of the country and disrespect to the rule of law have been identified as factors that are inimical to good governance and sustainable development in Africa and Nigeria in particular. Leader of Syndicate 2 of the Nigerian Institute for Security Studies, Abuja, and other stakeholders are therefore advocating for improved security situation across all regions if suitable development must be achieved. Susan Asokro.
The issue of good governance, security, and sustainable development in Nigeria and Africa in general has been of great concern to stakeholders. As serious as the business of governance is, it requires passion, which of course will bring about positive effect in all areas of human endeavors. Against this background, Syndicate 2 members comprising 66 participants of the National Institute of Security Studies, Abuja, were in the state for a research tour. In a meeting with members of the People's Democratic Party, which is the ruling party in the state, acting chairman of the party, Mr. Lawrence Udosen, in a paper presentation titled Governance, Security and Sustainable Development in Africa, Nexus, Challenges and Prospect, posited that good governance and security are panacea for sustainable development, but where this is lacking, there is bound to be threat to life and property.
Good governance and security are the major driving force for sustainable development. True federalism is a major determinant of sustainable development.
We've appreciated our meeting so far. And we want to believe that for sustainable development to take place in Akwa Ibom State, there must be a unified party. And we believe that it is this party that midwives the government that is in Akwa Ibom today.
The Syndicate 2 class of the National Institute of Security Studies, Abuja, is made up of senior security officers from the intelligence, military, security, paramilitary, law enforcement, regulatory, and other federal government strategic agencies. In Uyo, Susan Asokwo, NTA News.
Thank you, Susan. And our correspondent is standing by on Spot Update.
As the 2021 CAVB Women Volleyball Clubs Championship in Tunisia observes a day of rest on Saturday, the Nigeria representatives, Customs, have reaffirmed their commitment to advance to the semi-final stage as hostilities resume on Sunday. The Nigeria Customs won 2 matches and lost 1 to place third in Group B, while the Customs men team is playing the placement match against APR of Rwanda.
Once we win the next match, automatically we'll have qualified for semi-final, irrespective of how we played the last match.
Action continues on Sunday in Ijebu-Ode as the ongoing Nigerian Women Football League Super 6 competition, as Saturday is observed as rest day. Match day 5 fixtures show that Edo Queens will lock arms with Bayelsa Queens. Sunshine Queens will be up against tabletoppers Rivers Angels with 8 points among other matches. Meanwhile, Delta Queens is second, also with 8 points, but lesser goals difference, while FC Robo is third with 7 points. In the English Premier League, Sunday fixtures indicate that Wolverhampton Wanderers will host Burnley. Manchester United will be the guest of Leeds United, while Aston Villa will trade tackles with West Bromwich Albion. With sports update, Samuel Johnson, NTA News.
And sports update wraps up Channel 12 News. Thank you for watching. I'm Idara Sit. I did open. Bye for now.